What's up, you guys? It's Tommy here from Saleslucky, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I do for my morning rituals, alright? So what are morning rituals, are you asking? Is it some like hokey pokey or airy fairy type of thing? No. Morning rituals are simply the habits and practices that we do on a daily basis. For me, first thing when I wake up in the morning, to get myself ready for the day. And whether you think you have a morning ritual or not, you do. These are just the habitual things you do every day, whether that might be waking up and getting coffee, getting Starbucks, or whatever it might be. Everyone has a morning ritual, okay? It's just whether we're intentional about creating them. So for me, what I do in my morning ritual, I share with you guys the 5 things that I do. Right when I wake up, the first thing that I'll do is I'll do a prayer. What's interesting is that I once read a book by Lil Wayne, and he wrote this. He's a rapper, if you don't know. He wrote this book while he was in jail, and I read this entire book. And the only thing that I really noticed, because it was kind of just him like documenting his day and his like just his journal, right? The thing that I noticed was that he would pray every time he would wake up in the morning before he go to sleep. And while I don't subscribe to a particular religion, I believe obviously we should all believe what we want to believe. But I do believe there's a higher power, and so what I do is I wake up in the morning. The first thing I do is pray, and I give thanks for everything that I have in my life right now, and I'll give thanks for all the things that I want in my life, or the things that I already see coming into my life that I'm attracting into my life, that will be in my life, right? So that's what I do first thing when I wake up. Next thing I'll do is while I'm still in bed, I'll turn over and I'll do some deep belly breathing exercises, okay? And the reason why this is important is because for most people in society, they've forgotten how to breathe properly. And what I mean is, if you take a look at a baby, how will they breathe? Their lower belly will go in and out. It's going to push in and out, okay? But most adults, when they breathe deeply, when you ask them to breathe deeply, what do? They breathe in, and then they raise their shoulders, right? What they're doing there is they're only filling up the top third to half of their lungs. So the bottom half to the third, or bottom half to 2/3 of their lungs, they're not even using. So what you want to do, and the reason why this happens is probably because of a sedentary lifestyle. Sitting in front of a computer all day, every day is what most humans do nowadays. But musicians and like rappers and stuff and singers, they understand this because they need to practice breathing properly. And I learned this really from David Data and John Wineland, who teach this kind of stuff. And I remember David Data saying, and he's the author of Way of the Superior Man. It's a great book on personal development and spirituality. He says, if you could just train yourself to breathe properly, your life will change completely. And I absolutely agree. It might sound silly, but breathing and deep breathing is one of the practices I use in sales to maintain my calmness and just to be calm and maintain my even keeled demeanor throughout a sales call and not react. Because one of the main things in sales is be able to control ourselves emotionally and not react to the situation, but respond to it from an intentional and calm place. It's all about state management, managing our emotions. If you're in sales, if you've done sales for even a little bit, you know exactly what I mean. All right. So, because as you know, not everything goes the way that we plan every single time, right? Just like life. So what you want to do is, what I do is I'll first fill up air in the my lower belly, so you can see my belly kind of like push out, and then I will breathe up and then fill up the rest of my lungs, and then when I exhale, I'll push out the air from my top of my lungs and then let the air out from my belly last. I know it sounds kind of silly, might look kind of silly, but hey, winners are going to do what losers aren't, all right? Just saying. So I practice deep belly breathing. So breathe in from my belly, breathe up through my chest, then push out from my chest, and then lastly, see how my belly's still out a little bit, then I'll let the air out from my belly. Real stuff. really works. Highly recommend you try it out or Google it. Deep breathing practices, all right? So the next thing that I'll do is meditation. So this is another one of those things that if you haven't done, it might sound airy-fairy or whatever, but it's very effective. You know, a lot of successful people that I know practice meditation, and what it does is it makes you aware of your thoughts, so that again you don't react to the outside world. You become aware of your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions and what's happening with inside of you, so you can properly respond with the appropriate response. I know it sounds, you might be thinking, hey, give me the sales tactics, but these are the things that create the foundation for success in sales and also in life. Because if we can be aware of our thoughts, then we don't have to react to them and we can respond accordingly, okay? The fourth thing that I'll do is gratitude. So I'll just spend a couple minutes thinking of all the things that I'm grateful for, all the people that I'm grateful for in my life, all the situations and magical moments that have made me really happy and things that I'm really, really grateful for. And, doing this and really, really putting myself back in that moment and feeling those emotions really allows me to fulfill my body with gratitude. And when I do that, it really takes away all the stress. It really takes away any of the frustration that I might be feeling, and really primes my body and emotions for a successful day, because I've got that foundational layer of gratitude already in me, okay? Super, super key. I mean, you hear people all the time talk about how just by being grateful, they feel like they're attracting more and more success into their lives. And I choose to believe that. 100% I do. And finally, the last thing, number 5, that I'll share with you guys is just visualizations. So I mentioned, when I do my prayer, I give gratitude for all the things I'm grateful for and all the things that I'm grateful for in terms of like I've already received them, right? So for visualizations, all I'll do is I'll close my eyes for about a couple minutes, maybe 10 minutes or so, and visualize the things, people, places that I'd like in my life. And I've also have a vision board when I wake up, so that I can see all the things that I want in my life and see that consistently, so it's embedded in my brain. It gets in my subconscious mind. And that's what you want to do, is you want to continually visualize the life that you want to live. I mean, you don't have to just take it from me, but pretty much every successful person that I personally know who's achieved outstanding success practices visualizations, because what it does is it trains your mind to recognize and pick up the cues and signals in your life that are going to help you get to where you want to go, because your brain consistently understands where your destination is, so to speak. If you consistently visualize what you want in your life, your brain is going to start unconsciously noticing the things that's going to help you get to where you want to go. So I hope you guys got value out of this. I hope this will spark some thoughts around what your morning rituals are. If you think you have one, if you don't think you have one, remember you have one. So just urge you guys to be intentional about creating your morning rituals, because I recently read that what we do in a day, all the actions that we do in a day, 40% of those actions are habitual without even having to think a single thought. So 40% of our actions comes from habits. Well, that only naturally means the person with the best habits is going to win in life, right? So urge you guys to be intentional about setting up your morning to be a win right off the bat, so you can set your day up to be a win. All right. Hope you guys got value out of this video, and we'll see you guys soon. All right.